Okay, guys, I want to talk to you about this theory that I have. Now, I need to preface this by saying I have not heard from the Father that these dates that I'm about to give you or this watch time that we're about to look at is not a prophecy, okay? This is just like if we were in a Bible study together and talking about the end times, or if we were in a Watchman group together. This is just a little pattern that I'm noticing, and I want to put it out there for you because right now we're at about 1:40 in the morning on the 9th. So this rapture window of the 7th through the 9th is about to be over, coming tomorrow. I guess into today. I'm already into the next day, but it's in the middle of the night for me. So if that doesn't happen, if we don't get raptured on the 9th, then I'm going to release this one, and I want you to be thinking about these patterns that I'm seeing here and see if maybe that might be the next high watch time for us, okay? All right, so this is Joshua's video from his YouTube channel. We're going to listen to some of what he has to say, and I've got something I want to show you about in the Luke chapter 2.
Hi everyone. In 2018, I had a face-to-face encounter with God. I woke up one morning before sunrise, and while I was reading my Bible, Jesus appeared in front of me. This was not the first time I had seen him. This is what he said to me. From the time Israel returned and became a nation on the 14th of May, 1948, there will be 77 years to the Exodus. He was talking about the rapture.
Okay, I'll pause it there for a second. All right, we'll come here to Luke chapter 2. This is the prophecy of Anna. Now, if you don't know this yet, because I probably haven't mentioned it enough, it happened at the very beginning. When he called me into the prophetess role, he calls me the Prophetess Anna. Now, some of your versions will say she was a prophet, but really if it's a girl, it's supposed to have the ESS on the end of it. And that's what he called me, a prophetess. And he also is calling me wisdom from Proverbs chapter 1. Wisdom shouts from the streets and the town square and that kind of thing, which he's considering to be YouTube today, okay? So the prophecy of Anna says that Anna, a prophet or prophetess, was also there in the temple. She was the daughter of Phanuel from the tribe of Asher, and she was very old. Her husband died when they had been married only 7 years. Then she lived as a widow to the age of 84. She never left the temple but stayed there day and night, worshiping with God with fasting and prayer. She came along just as Simon was talking with Mary and Joseph, and she began praising God. She talked about the child to everyone who had been waiting expectantly for God to rescue Jerusalem, okay? So I want you to look at her numbers here, okay? So she was 84 when she died. So Israel, according to Joshua's prophecy there, was 77, okay? When this whole thing will take place, there'll be 77. Well, if you add 7 years of the tribulation to it, what do you get? You get 84, right? Then I want you to look at this one. It says that her husband died when they had been married only 7 years. So if this kind of picture of a wedding and a bride is going to be that we're in heaven with Jesus for 7 years, and then later after that, we're going to be in a different role, right? We're going to be as a ruler instead of as a bride, okay? Now, of course, that doesn't mean that Jesus died, but as far as that analogy goes, that analogy might not be there anymore. Once we come down, it's like a bride adorned for her husband, the New Jerusalem and all that stuff. I wonder if we're going to be considered to be in a different role, okay? And that's what her sort of significance has here, as far as this 7 years that she's going to be the bride. And then after that 7 years is over, then she's going to be, it's the 84 number, okay? So that's just a cool little pattern there about this first part. Now, I do have some more too, so don't go away yet. Hold on.
I will return in the Festival of Trumpets on the 23rd and the 24th of September 2025. In these 2 days, no one knows which day or hour I will come.
Okay. Now, I want you to look at this right here. So he does mention the word September, okay? And that's what I was kind of looking for, is to see, Did he say 923, 924, or did he actually use the word September? Okay. Now what I did was I went back to the Latin roots of the names of the months. And I think some other people have brought this up too, but I don't know if they've connected the dots with this 2 moons kind of thing. So September, sept means 7, octo means 8, novum means 9, and deci means 10, okay? And you'll see that also like when you talk about shapes in geometry, you'll see those same kind of little prefixes or whatever. And I want you to think about it this way. So if we're 2 moons off from the actual dates of the rapture, then that's like 2 months, right? So we're 2 months off. So if really the root of November means 9, I wonder if we're going to be raptured on November 23rd and November 24th. Because that would be 923, 924, which we thought or we think in terms of it being September, right, on the Gregorian calendar. But maybe because of these 2 moons, what he's really talking about is 924, 923 November, okay? Because that's really the root of this. There is something to this as to why the roots of these month names, why are they all mixed up from actually the number of what we put on the date? Okay, why is September not 7 something? And why is October not 8 something? Why is it all mixed up? Why is it off by 2 from what these actually mean in the Latin? It's a little clue here that Satan's been messing around with something to do with these month names and what the numbers actually translate to. So perhaps we're going to be going on November 23rd and November 24th. Because that's actually 9, which we thought was September, and maybe he conveyed that to Joshua in that way because of the 9s, okay? I mean, it's just a theory. There's really nothing else besides a hunch here that we can even think about, but if this one passes, maybe this is what's looking like the next watch time could be, okay? And I'm going to say it again. It's not a prophecy. It's just a hunch, okay? And sometimes he gives me hunches and they actually turn out to be true, but I can't guarantee this. So don't anybody come and say, you said it was going to happen then. No, I didn't. I said we're just going to watch for it, okay? All right. I love you guys. Bye.